Hey, members and subscribers, we thought we'll update you from Enchantment's run. We've got some video footage of her pulling up. She's pulled up really well, not distressed. And it was, in hindsight, it was really good to see her perform, only to a certain level, but to perform, pull up well and healthy, which was really positive. Here's some footage of her after the race with the trainer's comments.
Enchantment, she's pulled up well from that
Looks good.
race here today.
Still
Ellen's
track.
lead. Look, she hopped away fast. Got to the lead pretty softly, but then did it all wrong. She over-raced really badly. And Vinny was at the opinion she just hung a bit also. And it was quite apparent that last 150, 200, she didn't have much left in the tank. So, look, we're doing our best to slow her down. We'll get her home and do more and more with her. But she certainly went very hard at the start, which cost her to have no finish whatsoever in the end. So we'll get her home, we'll trot her up on Monday, and we'll be back in touch with further plans for her.
They want to slow her down. So, yeah, what they mean by that is that too much nervous energy, too fast, too quickly. You can imagine if you in a race as a human, if you went really full steam and didn't pace yourself at the start and ran your race too early, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to really be gassed out, and someone who's timed their run is going to win. So that's what they mean by slowing down. But that was on the racetrack. He said it went too hard, did it all wrong. When you look at the sectional times, not so much. And our next video at the stable, he's a little bit more mellowed out about that. He said the effort was a little bit disappointing, which was what I thought. Look, what I mean disappointing is that when you have a horse hasn't raced, anything's possible. Like I think I've said in a post before, no one's committed suicide with an unraced 2-year-old. And what they mean that if you own a racehorse that's never had a race yet, anything can happen. Your hopes and beliefs, anything can happen. So, but once they race, and she performed really well, and she will win races. But you can already see she's not going to make it to the very, very top level. And we have changed our plans. If you've been watching all the posts, there was a big race in January for the Karaka Millions. It's $1 million race. And these horses she raced against, they're the ones that are up for those races. So she was running against good horses. And that horse, I think they're either talking it up for this race in January. I mean, that horse that won her race on Saturday, they're talking her up, or maybe even favourite for the race. So I don't know if some horses come from Australia across to New Zealand for a big race because it's so big, but they were good horses she raced against. And if she could win, she would have been on track for that $1 million race. So those plans have been scrapped. One, because we don't think she's good enough. Two, it's 1,200 metres. And as you can see, she's a really fast horse. Something a lot shorter distance would help. These are sectional times. There's an overview, sectional times and splits. So this gets quite technical if you're not in the racing game. The splits is every section, every 200 metres from the 1,800, 800, 600, 600, 400, 400 to 200 to finish. And in the bold is the fastest time. So you can see at the very start, Enchantment ran the fastest time. The first 100 metres from a standing start, 7.93. She ran it a length quicker than the second fastest, so quite quick. Then the next section from the 1,800, she ran 10.77. This horse here ran a little bit quicker, but she ran quicker than the rest of the field. And it's to note, this horse, Home Secretary, it ran that part quick, and look where it finished. 5th for running it so quick early. I think that horse was in the market too. So, again, she's done really well to hang on for third. And, 800, 600, the field pretty much went equal there, even though they weren't equal positions in the run. And then I think the jockey, this is where the trainer hadn't had a chance to look at the sectional times. From the 800 to the 400, he held her up pretty well, although she might have been with some nervous energy. She's ran a 12.15. What I like, is one for the ride and for her. Her 4 to 200 was even quicker than the 6 to the 4. So she had a little bit of heart. She gave a little bit of kick, and then the last bit 200 to finish 12.95. Well, she was equal third slowest. So it was a pretty tough run by our girl. These are sectional times. This is, the last 600, the last 4. They're not the splits. And you can see the winner here ran all the quickest sectional times. How fast can a racehorse go? Well, I'll tell you how fast. Winner had the fastest horse in the race. And I knew they do 60-something Ks. They must reach 70 because our girl reached 70. I don't normally look at this, but you can see the top speed early. She was the quickest, or the top speed up between the 12 to 1,000. This is the top speed in the whole race. She ran 69.68 kilometers an hour. So nearly 70, just off 70 kilometers an hour. Mate, on a horse that's galloping and got to get its footwork right, and you're a jockey on top. Go 70 Ks on a bike or a racer and tell me how you're feeling on top of that bike. You're going 70 Ks. Because I've pushed down a hill and I can't remember. I think I might have been going 60, 63, and I was just shitting myself on a bike. So cyclists maybe comment how quick you've got on a bike and how that feels, because that's pretty quick, 70 kilometers an hour by Enchantment. She's quick. She is really quick. We just got to nurse that speed. I didn't realize it was 1,100 actually. I thought it was 1,000. It's 1,100. So over 1,000 should be good. This is her back at the stable. I think the next day, this could have been early Sunday morning, and this is what the trainer has said, and this is what we're doing going forward. All right, here we are.
Enchantment, she's pulled up well following Ellerslie. Obviously, a little bit disappointing. She gave a good kick at the top of the straight, but was sort of all out that last 150. She's pulled up well, got out nice and sound here this morning, and ate well over the weekend. So just think a bit of a freshen up now, regroup a little bit. She's had quite a long time in the stable this time around. Give her a bit of a freshen up, bring her back in the new year, and obviously build that fitness back up, and potentially look to head south. Those 2 black type races there.
Heading south.
One, the middle of April, the Welcome Stakes, and then 3 weeks later, the Champagne Stakes. We think down the chute will certainly suit her. The listed 1,000-metre race to kick off, and then the Champagne over 1,200 seem 2 nice targets for her. So, like I say, month out in the paddock, back in the new year, and we'll look to target that.
4 weeks in the paddock.
Improvement.
I think we heard enough. So that's 4 weeks in the paddock. You heard the words. For those who are not in the racing game, some of our members aren't, he used the word freshen up. Freshen up spell means a break, a rest, a holiday. And he mentioned 4 weeks in the paddock. So that's quite a long time just in a paddock on the hills. That's a really good break. And as you heard, he said April, our next race. So when you have a break that long, 4 weeks, so we're at the start of December, and she will next race in the middle of April. That's how long, when you give them a 4 weeks break, you've got to build them up slowly, get them slowly fit, couple barrier trials, maybe 2 barrier trials, I'd say, because we want to have it primed first up. That's 1,000 metre. They might do 1 barrier trial, 2, I don't know, but it's a big build up. So from here to the next race, April, 5 months. 5 months till we see Enchantment on the track again. Now, we regrouped what we do with these fillies and mares. We've got Seamus as our manager. He really knows what he's doing. He did speak to me before this post, and I can tell the trainers obviously spoken to Seamus beforehand. We know we can't win that $1 million race. We know it probably doesn't suit now, but we have a mare, and the trainer mentioned black type. For what you don't know, for those who don't know, black type is a category of the race. It's normally a strong race. So the Melbourne Cups are Group 1, for example. So Caulfield Cups are Group 1. You know, then there's Group 2, Group 3 listed. These are black type. And going from Group 1 to listed is less of a race. And then there's a stack of races under that. Like I said, we had someone message me or email me. You know, it takes a long time to get horses to the track. He's got a couple, or got one in particular, still waiting for it to go to the track as a 3-year-old. We got up as an early 2-year-old. It's hard just to get to the track. We did that. It's hard to just win a race and perform. We've performed, ran 2/3, albeit one of the thirds will last. So there's a lot of ticks here. And what we're trying to do now with a mare to add value, we are going for black type. And what that means, that goes on your page. Goes next, it's recorded to your name, goes on your page. What your page is, especially as a mare, if you can earn black type, if you can place in a black type on your page, it's got black bold writing. A little bit less bold if you're placed, you know, a real thicker bold if you've won. And when people looking at buying horses, they look Enchantment, bold. This means she's going to sell as a broodmare a lot more, or her babies are going to sell as a lot more. Her family, her brothers or sisters, if she runs in a black type, will be worth more, potentially. Depends how big, right? So wouldn't you love that? You do all the work and then your brother and sister gets the accolades. I don't think a lot of us would be happy with that, but a lot of us brothers and sisters work really hard and got brothers and sisters that don't work as hard and then get the easy run home. So, but that's the same with the horses, no different to humans. So that's the black type. So what we're doing here, because I spoke to Shay about going to Queensland, 800 metres, 1,000. But in the South Island, in New Zealand, the 2-year-olds aren't that strong. And that 1,000-metre race in particular, if we can win that or place that, that makes Enchantment worth a lot more money. And we can make money on her value if we can't make it on the track. So just to cap off, that's what we're doing. A really good, well-deserved break for Enchantment. She's been in work for ages. She deserves the break. And we've got a plan to aim for these weak race, black type, which will really do well for her pedigree and her value. And then after that, who knows, after this break, she might strengthen up. She might really win them impressively, come over to Australia and win more races. But one step at a time, that's the plan. We do have a plan. You've got to have a plan with these things. And it's a good plan. And we'll see you in April. Look, there won't be many updates for Enchantment for a while. We'll update you just a little bit, real small ones in the paddock, whatever. And as she comes back, some small updates. But there won't be a lot happening with Enchantment for a while, considering she's not running for 5 months. So, hey guys, take care, and I'll see you Friday night for a Dynamite Tip spin. This is the longest run of outs, so I'm really determined to get some money in some members' tickets, members' accounts, getting the Dynamite Tip up. So I'll see you guys Friday night. Thanks.